Hello and welcome everybody to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on all our social networks and to catch us every day by logging onto our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's information. Mexico and the European Union are seeking to close the renegotiation of the free trade agreement before the end of this year, according to EFE news agency. The Mexican Economy Secretary hopes that both sides will conclude negotiations before the presidential elections in Mexico in 2018 and the European Parliament elections in 2019. During her visit to Mexico, European Trade Commissioner Cecilia Malmström stressed that the renegotiation of the free trade agreement between the EU and Mexico seeks to send a clear signal to the world so as not to weaken the rules governing international trade. Guajardo explained that several chapters have already been reviewed, including intellectual property protection, and Malmström added that she's analyzing how to include somewhat sensitive products in the agreement. If the agreement is reached by the end of the year, the Mexican Senate will seek to ratify it by April 2018. The European bloc is Mexico's third largest trading partner behind the United States and China. In other headlines, on Monday, Guillermo Garcia Alcocer, Commissioner of the Energy Regulatory Commission, said that he expects Mexico to increase its production in electricity from renewable sources from 20 to 50% by 2050. Energy Secretary Pedro Joaquin Caldwell said that Mexico will hold its third renewable energy auction this year to expand its clean energy generation. He said that the third auction will seek to meet the 2024 goal of 35% clean energy. The goal, however, is much more ambitious by 2050, which is to reach half the country's electricity supply with clean energies. Mexico's first two renewable energy auctions, which were held last year, are expected to attract long-term investments of $6.6 billion to build some 5,000 megawatts of capacity, Caldwell said. Combined, the three auctions could triple Mexico's clean generation capacity. When Mexico opened its energy industry to allow private investment in 2013, the government set the goal of generating 35% of the country's electricity from renewable sources by 2024. Caldwell said that the goal is that with energy reform, clean energy will reach all of Mexico. In other news, for dog lovers that worry about kenneling their dog while going on a trip or leaving their dog alone while they're at work, Kmimos seeks to be the answer by offering a network of certified caregivers who receive the animals in their homes with the guarantee of a veterinary care policy. The dog stays at a home away from home with services such as veterinary care coverage as well as photos and videos daily for owners to monitor how their pet is doing. Currently, Kmimos has 3,000 clients and a network of 359 caregivers, which are expected to reach 1,200 in July, and by the end of 2017 would total 3,000. The company started operations in Guadalajara and has since expanded to most major cities around Mexico. Bob Cuevas, co-founder of the company, reports that this year Kmimos expects a turnover of between $3 and $4 million. But due to the exponential growth it's achieved, it aims to grow sales to $15 million in 2018. The company is responsible for vetting and certifying caregivers with a rigorous psychometric test and an examination of the caregiver's basic veterinary knowledge. And finally, let's check the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.44% to 18.92 from 19 in the previous trading session. IPC Mexico decreased 0.02% to 49,931 from 49,939 in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to mexiconewsnetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.